Live music coming to a country near you. Maybe. We're talking about
Or
Band-Maid.
maybe
We're talking
not.
about Bridear. We're
Oh,
talking
maybe not. Yeah.
I kind of figured that maybe implicitly suggested that there's also a maybe not. It's like, well, maybe that's a synonym for definite. It's not just maybe. Anyway,
You are not wrong. I just wanted to emphasize
piss me
that
off. Yeah.
part.
Just wanted to interrupt my introductions. I will get through one of these. I swear, if you
I will
guys
shut up
let
now.
me, if you let me finish one of these introductions, I promise to not interrupt you for the rest of the video, which I know is a tall
I
order.
don't even want that. That I have to talk for the rest of the episode.
You guys secretly like it when I interrupt. You like it really.
Oh,
Anyway, Bridear, Band-Maid, and just generally talking about the excitement with live music. There is a couple of announcements worth talking about, but yeah, as well as Band-Maid announcing that they've got quite a few gig dates that they've lined up. First of all, I think we should start by talking about Bridear. Bridear are a band who've been around for a while. We all love them. They've done amazing things with their most recent album, and they are just kind of one of the bands who have been such a standing figure of the hard rock scene here, slowly making their way up through fame. That a lot of people have been excited about seeing them, their new EU tour, but they came out with an announcement fresh off the presses and rather unfortunate, saying that they've had to cancel the entirety of their EU tour because of a health problem related to the singer Kimmy. This is apparently something where they have to be careful because they need to give her time to recuperate. It could be damaging if she was forced to sing when she's obviously having vocal problems. We've all heard about singers in bands like Scandal and Band-Maid themselves who've had these kind of problems before. Audius as well. So it's important to obviously take care for these kind of things. But it is big news having an entire EU leg of a tour, especially for a band like this, who keep on being on the up and up and have just come off the back of an album. It's a big thing to cancel it. Now, we've got both of their announcements from Kimmy and from Bridear here. We're going to be talking about what we know, what we don't know, and just trying to sort of really piece through this and how these kind of things is generally handled. But Neon, I'm just going to start with you because you actually had tickets to see them, I believe, with a couple of people in London during the EU tour.
yeah. I was so excited to see them. It was I when it got announced, a couple of people in my Discord and all that, they were like, "Oh, Neon, you go in?" I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go." And we all got tickets, and we're all hyped. We're all gonna go. And then it kind of like it all happened in like a little bit of slow motion. A couple of days ago, like literally, like somebody in my Discord announced, "Oh, holy crap! Right there, I've just cancelled all their dates in Germany." And I was like, that's when the alarm bells sort of go off a little bit there. We were like, every date in Germany? Like, we thought maybe they're changing up their tour dates or doing something again, or maybe there's a scheduling problem. And then
So
literally,
Something's wrong with Germany.
yeah, well, that's what we thought. We just thought, oh, maybe they've just popped up specifically Germany. Maybe they have to reschedule the dates or something. So I didn't think anything too
we looked
bad.
at a couple of tourist brochures. And we thought, you know what? No, we don't want to fucking go there.
Yeah, we're not going to go to fucking Germany.
Picked up a history book. What?
Oh,
So
so
did you
that's
did
that
you hear
place.
about what happened in the
Yeah.
40s? I can't believe
I
this.
know, yeah. And
Oh
um
man.
and then literally so we were a bit like, oh God. And then we were kind of like expecting it, but maybe we were hoping that it was just a fuck up in Germany. And then literally a couple of hours later, um
So
the
it did actually
announcement
come.
came out.
It wasn't a misunderstanding. It's like literally they announced a little bit and then just the dominoes fell and they announced the entire cancellation. Was it like
Well,
that?
well, fans are eagle-eyed. I think fans found out that they'd cancelled their
Ah,
dates
okay.
before they made the announcement, and then, like I said, a couple of hours later, they dropped it. So they obviously knew what was something obviously had happened in the background, pre-planned. They'd obviously cancelled their dates. People spotted it straight away because the internet. And then a couple of hours later, they pretty much got on that, realized it was out, and then and that made the announcement that the whole tour was cancelled. But what we didn't know at that time is we only knew that Germany was cancelled. We didn't know the whole European tour was cancelled. So that was kind of gutting. So
Well, what I'll
yeah.
do now is I'll take a quick opportunity to just quickly read through the announcements. Just saying here. So the first one from Bridear, it said, "Dear Bridear fans in the EU and UK, we regret to inform you that Into the World Forever Tour Europe UK 2025 has been cancelled. Unfortunately, the tour, which was planned to start from the 19th of March in Paris, France, and where else is Paris? Until the 12th of April, finishing up in London. England has been officially cancelled. This hard decision has been made due to vocal Kimmy's health condition, especially with her throat. That's very important that was mentioned because I think anyone can understand that
Yeah.
that's not the sort of you can't just find a way around that, which
Mm.
requires a substantial time for treatment, which has been estimated until early April. So that really you can't just sort of tack on the last couple of
Yeah.
days. You have to redo the whole thing. To all the
Yeah,
Bridear
even
fans,
then,
please
after
accept
that, you
our
don't want to
deepest
immediately
apologies.
go and strain your voice
True,
with a
true as
tumor.
well. Yeah, very. And it's this decision and looking for deep apologies for the decision and looking forward to seeing you on the next tour. I'm going to quickly read what Kimmy said as well. She said, "I'm truly sorry to tell you this, but unfortunately, because of my throat condition, I have to announce the cancellation of the EU tour. To be honest, I can't help but feel extremely disappointed that I've let you all down because I know everyone has been really looking forward to this tour. I truly feel that I have let the band down as well because they have been working so hard to rehearse and get ready for the tour. Thank you in advance for your understanding and for letting me take this time to recuperate. Can't wait to see you when I'm feeling 100%. I promise it will be worth it." And that to me, I feel that like Bridear's announcement was doing what it has to do, making it official and sort of explaining it. But I think Kimmy's announcement really, that's the one. You can feel the disappointment in her voice. And I think
Oh, Howard,
to feel
Benedict.
bad. There's something about what she
Yeah.
wrote that really feels, really feels like it gets to the nub, the emotional nub of what she said there.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
why did you say my name?
Oh, sorry, my internet connection. It kept popped up a
Oh,
message.
okay.
My internet connection
Oh,
was. You've both froze then for a second, so hopefully that doesn't. That
Oh,
might pop up in the
hopefully,
recording.
hopefully
Yeah,
Zoom recorded that. Otherwise, people at home just make up what I said.
yeah. No,
no, I heard everything.
we still got it though. We still got it. I
Mm.
totally agree. You know what I really like about this, which is a pleasant change from like what most Japanese do, but the transparency. I love that it was announced. I love that they took the social media to talk to their fans and express like what's happening. They came out because obviously with a lot of Japanese bands, like if something happens or there is a health condition, 9 times out of 10 we don't know about it. Like the companies will
Right,
keep it kind of such, or they will
right.
say, look, due to unhealth, due to this person being
Yeah.
unwell, you'll we're canceling this.
They
But
won't
nine
be
times out of ten,
specific.
That's pretty transparent. I mean, you don't need a doctor's report if they say
yeah,
someone's
yes.
unwell.
I
It's
mean,
like,
I mean,
yeah,
it's true, but it is at the same time, it is very vague, and you never really hear anything from the
yeah.
band members either, and it's all
The
just kind of like
Band-Maid members. We'll get to them.
we'll get to them. So I like this bit more of an upfront approach and just saying, look, yeah, this is the cause, this is it. And if there's anything that could have cancelled the tour that I can't possibly be upset with, as much as I am like internally gutted not being able to see them, it is that the singer's going through throat problems and stuff. Can't stress how important that is, and as good as I am, I'm like, yeah, go get well soon, Kimmy, and hopefully fully recovered. By the sounds of it as well, by the length of how long she's out and probably the recovery time she's going to take, I wouldn't be surprised if she has a probably maybe like a similar treatment to what Psyche had in Band-Maid, and probably
Yeah.
take a couple of months to recover. Like,
Anything throat related though is, it is pretty serious by
Yeah.
definition. Benedict, I want to
Yeah.
get you in on this one
Yeah.
a
I
little bit
mean,
as well.
it's kind of like how you said before, Howard, that it's not really something you can do anything about it. It's how it is. It's she cannot sing. She has to wait for a couple of time, and then that's unfortunately the time where the tour was planned. But I mean, what else do you want to do? You cannot just play the tour without her.
Do
Um,
you do you think because I think one of the interesting things is how you deal with a cancellation. Have you come across this kind of thing before where you've been expecting a band to come to Germany and then it's like suddenly they've vanished or the tour's cancelled and
well, I had things like where I was expecting someone to come to a festival and they didn't come, but it wasn't really like a whole show cancellation. That's pretty drastic. I also never experienced that before. I was actually thinking of going to see Bridear, but well, that's off the table now, unfortunately. Um,
strangely it was off the table for you a couple of hours before everyone else, just saying.
yeah.
um, no, but I wanted actually to ask, do you get like did you get a refund for your ticket? Because I'm guessing that's also like a massive impact on the financial situation. Like they were
Uh,
expecting a tour, like the money that
mm,
comes from that tour, and now they don't have that, and they have to cancel
yeah,
everything. I'm guessing there's cost involved as well.
yeah, their tickets will be 100%
You know, you booked the
refunded.
locations and stuff.
No, thankfully, I hadn't done that yet. I was literally,
No, no, but they, as a band, they
oh
have to
yeah,
book
I
the
was.
venue.
There's going to be a lot of bookings, a lot of. Hopefully, money hasn't switched hands or whatever. They'll probably lose a bit with obviously all the
Yeah.
money they've probably invested into it, but they haven't actually left for the tour yet. So I imagine probably financially, it's probably a little bit of a
Yeah.
hit, but not as much as it
I
would
don't
be if
know
you
how
were
it
like
works
halfway
because I
through.
could imagine like you have to say, yeah, next year I want that venue on that date, and then the venue has to say to other artists, no, we cannot take you because there's already booked. So there has to be like
Yeah.
some kind of booking
I think
management
it's almost
system.
like, I mean, obviously, it's worth pointing out that in every country, and not only in every country, but there'll be norms in every country, but every
Yeah.
venue will have their own rules as well. I mean, you
Mm.
might go through a tour operator where every single venue is run by the same people, and there might be a set of rules. But I mean, it's always impossible to know from the outside what deals were brokered for what. But I would say that the general thing you can probably assume is that booking a venue has a certain parity to like booking a hotel, which is that you'll have some hotels where like you'll cancel it like and they'll give you like a week before it's 100% refund, or if
You
it's if
didn't
it's in
pay
3 days
$2
it's
to get
50%.
insurance.
um yeah, well, I don't think it'll be like that, but I don't think it'll be a premium plan for people who want to
I
cancel or
don't
change
know.
their gig day. But I mean, there's gonna be things like that where there'll be like cancellation dates where probably they'll go, well, look, that's fine. We don't mind. You can cancel it this amount before. There
Yeah.
might be some where there's deposits that you'll never see again. I think either way, they're definitely going to be losing some kind of money here. But
Yeah. And also, it could mean that like the next time they want to come, that the venue might say, I don't know, will you really come? You know?
I doubt.
that is true.
That is true, but I doubt it in the case of like something as much as the lead singer. I mean, the thing is like if anybody else in that band was out with like a wrist injury or something, I could totally see them being just a replacement guitarist or a replacement bassist or a replacement drum. But you can't replace the vocalist. That's like
Yeah.
the one thing. I mean,
I,
technically you could have somebody do it, but it would not be the same.
Yeah.
I mean, although I agree with what you're saying is logical and sensible,
Mm,
I mean, when it comes to venues, they're gonna see it more like an insurance thing. It's like, well,
mm.
that's your no claims bonus. You can say to them, it's like, well, look, this is a singer. It's like obviously we had to cancel this, but they'll still
Yeah.
be like, well, you have one cancellation on your sheet, and
Yeah. Also, I
again,
don't think they really care why you cancel. It's just
yeah.
you cancel it.
I think every venue, there's different systems all over the place. But as a general, I do kind of agree that I think if you have cancelled it, it's going to make it harder to come back to certain venues. Then again, it might be something where if they are talking to the venues right now saying, look, we want to move the tour to this date,
Mhm.
can you help us reorganize? Then there might be that hopefully will be the best thing that they could do
Yeah.
Yeah.
is if they try to rebook
I
it for
mean, they
like the
mentioned
winter.
something like that in the statements, right?
What Kimmy said was interesting because she
They
does
can't wait to
finish
see
by
you all
saying,
when I'm feeling 100% perfect. I promise you it will be worth it. Whatever
yeah, so I
that
mean,
will mean.
that's probably the most important thing in all of this because it makes it very clear that she's saying, look, we are going to do this tour if there's any
Yeah.
way we can.
Yeah.
And I think that, uh, whether I don't think they can really offer people sort of transferred ticket fees at this point because they're not going to be able to rebook the entire tour, I imagine. But I'm sure if they can transit any of those fees forwards, they will. But I think it's just going to be a case of refund and ask people to rebook.
Yeah, it will be a refund and rebook situation, for a
Yeah.
couple of reasons. One, it'd be really hard to move the tour over to specific dates, with other bands probably clashing. And on second of that as well, if you put a time frame of when you're going to tour, you're basically putting a time frame on Kimmy's recovery, and there's no guarantee that she could recover at a certain
Yeah.
time. It's all very much in the air. Like I don't know if any of you guys have had an injury or something like that, and you think, "Oh, that should be like 2 weeks, and then I should be all good," and then like 4 weeks later, you're like, "Are you fucking healed already?" You
Yeah.
I
know?
think that there might be an aspect though that like if they were thinking of pushing it like back 6 months,
Yeah,
to like I mean, because again, you're right, it could, but if it was like 6 months later she's still not recovered, then you'd be talking about band hiatus territory because then it'd be
Mm,
like, well, we literally can't function at the moment because everyone's got to make money, everyone in the band's got
mm.
to be profiting from making money,
Yeah.
so you've got to have at least some kind of turnaround.
I mean,
So
we joked about that in my Discord as well. Actually, I actually brought that up, and I said, "Hey, look, they've cancelled their tour now. Everybody's cancelled. I said once the singer starts singing in another band in 6 months' time, we'll have a lot of questions.
We thought you were in hospital, not in Gatwick Spin.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be like, once the guitarist starts playing with a new band and you start looking at it like,
This is what they call doing a Wakazimon. Um,
yeah, yeah,
Wait a minute. What are you doing in Koi? I thought you were in East of Eden. Oh shit, she's
yeah.
gone.
She's gone. Yeah, yeah,
Go.
exactly. So, I mean,
Oh,
hopefully,
I'm sorry.
I don't think that's the case. I think it is.
I
But I
don't think
actually
that's the
wanted
case
to
for
ask you,
Wakazimon either. I'm just being a bit ridiculous.
did Bridear have any EU tours before? Or was this their
They've been to
first one?
Europe
They've been
before.
to Europe before, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like on their own big tour, because to me that's, I don't know, seemed like a big thing for them, and that's very
I
unfortunate
think
that it
they've
can't
done
happen.
small venues
Yeah.
before. I think they have toured around small venues.
Yeah.
I know there's a couple
Okay.
of people in my Discord who've seen them in Europe. I don't know the context, but I'm pretty sure these weren't festivals that they were seeing them at. So
Yeah.
I think they've done like little venues, like the pub scale tour
Yeah.
of the
Hmm.
Europe, where it's like, we toured Europe. We went to a
I
bunch of
know.
bars
I
and there
know.
was five people there to see us.
Yeah.
That kind
But
of
I
was it a
know
small
that.
venue where you booked as well?
It was actually no, it was quite a decently big venue actually.
Do you remember which one?
Can't remember which one it was. Hold on, I will be able to search though, unless
But
they've
it
taken it
wasn't
all,
a pub.
unless
He
they've
was
taken
just
it
gonna
all down.
get the train to London and walk around going, Bridear,
Friday.
Bridear. It's like the beginning of 28
Although,
days later, but Bridear,
although to be fair,
Bridear.
it was a bit
28
big.
months later
Big
on
shouts
tour.
to
28 venues later.
Yeah.
28
20
minutes. Sounds
28
like that
gigs
sounds
later.
like an awesome freaking tour name. 28 gigs later.
Yeah.
It does actually. If you got a 28 stop short tour, that'd be great. Call it 28 gigs later.
So they were gonna play at
All
the
zombies at the end.
Underworld. So
So where are they going to play?
they were gonna play in the Underworld in
Oh,
London.
sweet. Ah,
The
And they were
Underworld.
also scheduled for the Deaf Institute in Manchester. And
holy shit! What the fuck?
yeah, I know. And
Those are
it
some
gets
names, man.
worse. It gets worse.
Wait, hold up.
And the Flapper in Birmingham.
The Flapper. Just wanted to say they picked the most metal names, but
Yeah, that went out the window with that one. It's like
yeah.
I always thought the Underworld was a bit edgy, but at least they lean into it. Kind of got a bit of a Halloween theme almost going on to it.
Yeah.
But then was it the Deaf Institute? It's like, come
The
on,
Deaf
now,
Institute in
now we're
Manchester.
just sort of like doing like emo records and having to be kept away from sharp objects. Yeah, that's
And the Flapper in
The
Birmingham.
Flapper.
The
well,
Flapper.
that's a whole different thing.
I think there won't be any more gigs after the Death Institute.
So that is not a place that you want to actually
Maybe
after.
put that at the last location.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, talking of tour dates, we should probably bring up the other band that we were going to talk about today, which is, of course, Band-Maid have been continuing their spate of announcing more and more and more shows. They
Yeah.
said at the beginning of the year when they announced a few shows, they were like, well, there's going to be more to come. They've now announced, and thank you, Neon, for posting this, a list of shows that goes through from May the 10th through to August the 9th. It's pretty solid. They have June seemingly off, which I do find interesting because, of course, these are all Japan-based venues. Tokyo, Hiroshima, Okayama, Shizuoka, Niigata, Osaka, Miyagi, Hokkaido, Kumamoto, Fukuoka, and Aichi. They're going to all of these places, but June, very notably, sorry, not June. Oh yeah, no, sorry, it's the beginning of July. I got that wrong. The beginning of July, they very notably got a space at the beginning of July and the beginning of June where they have time off. So I'm wondering whether in those first 2 weeks of July or the first almost 3 weeks of June, they will be taking any time to come to Europe because let's face it, as much
That's
as I'm in
festival
Japan,
time.
I know that you guys are well. We've been talking about it on this channel. We don't like to keep on banging this drum, but we
Oh, I'm
have to
gonna
bang
bang
this
it
drum.
until they bloody.
Well, I mean, we were joking back in 2023 when we did a video saying about, oh my God, I can't believe that Band-Maid have gone so long without going to Europe. And then we had to cover that again because it had been like a year and a half later. We did another video following up on that quite recently. And, again, we don't want to bang the drum, but they need to come to Europe this year.
Well, we said in that last video, there's no way in hell they're not coming to Europe this year. And then
We believe it.
now they're booked up
We
till
believe
August.
it.
I'm kind of looking at it going, that's not leaving much space.
Yeah.
I
I
I
also don't think
think.
it's gonna happen in between, to be honest.
Well, let's put it this way: if they suddenly go to America for the first 3 weeks of June, I can imagine a couple of riots breaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
We still believe that Band-Maid are going to come through for their European fans. We believe it.
We
Come on,
hope,
guys.
we
Can,
wish,
can
we
we?
pray.
I just love the looks. They're like, we believe, we believe. It's like the
Well,
people. It's like help's not
it's
coming.
getting harder.
Help's not
But
coming.
I mean, at
It's
least
true.
it's they announced Japanese dates where I say, okay, this is their home country. I'm fine with
Yeah.
that. It's
Also,
not like doing
You
another
can
US
tour
tour.
your own country. I will allow it.
Yes, exactly.
also, I'm in the process of trying my fucking damn hardest to get hold of 2 fucking tickets for a Band-Maid show in Japan. So, because it is,
Yeah.
yeah, I want
Although
to
to be
go.
honest, we could go to so many of these different. I mean, like you want to come and see them with me while you're here. We could
Mm,
go to pretty much any of these ones. I mean, I would love to do the one in Sapporo in July, but yeah, just because I want to get away from Tokyo in the summer because otherwise I'll boil. But um, yeah, there's a lot of cool dates, and I do think it's important that these bands tour in their home country. Obviously, that is to me, I think it's the most important thing because Japan has produced this music, and Japan
yeah.
should love the music as much as the overseas people do, which is what's so
Also,
great.
the easiest for
Um,
them to do a tour, I would.
oh yeah,
Well,
exactly. It'd be foolish to ignore it,
yeah.
but I do still think yeah. Anyway, we've
Well,
spoken about this a
it
lot.
does make kind of sense. As much as I want them to come to Europe, and I'm absolutely dying, and I'm sure everybody is. Like they've just done a massive leg in America, and now they're announcing this Japan one. And I understand the
Mm,
Japan. I'm
mm,
glad
mm,
it's
mm.
Japan. That makes more sense. It's their home. They're gonna feel more rested, even though they're playing shows. They're gonna be with their significant others, their families, in the place of origin. So it's kind of, even though they're playing shows, it kind of is sort of like it's less stress and all that for them for what will hopefully gear them
I,
up
f-
for a
I feel like
European.
the word cope should just appear on the screen at this
Cope,
point.
hopefully,
Oh yeah, hopefully, hopefully.
hopefully.
Just the word cope just slowly fading in. No,
Activating coping powers.
activate. I yeah, I mean, look, again, I think it's great if they just and to be honest, even if they toured somewhere new, if they went like to like freaking Australia or somewhere like that and did something new,
Yeah,
that would be
sure.
fine. I think just everyone knows the one thing they don't want them to do, which is like, yeah, let's not get into that. But I do think that yeah, I think that the European fans are a big part of what brought them up, and so yeah, they've still got a lot of support there. So I really hope, and what I believe, as someone who believes vehemently that Band-Maid are coming back to Europe this year, as I'm sure we all believe. I believe that this is basically the confirmation that we were looking for, that they're either going to be coming to festivals in early June or early July. So keep those weeks free, or you might see them later in the year. Band-Maid are coming back to Europe. We believe. We believe, people.
What
I
festivals
would say I would
really?
still put money on that they will come to some festivals, but I don't think they will do a
Yeah.
Europe tour this year, to be honest.
Well, I mean, so long as they put feet on, pigeon feet on the
Yeah.
ground.
Sure, do
I
whatever.
was like, do pigeon have feet? Of course they have fucking feet, Howard. What are you
They have feet. They look a bit different from ours, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
do.
mean, I'd love them to do some European festivals, but 100%. And I think it will satisfy a lot of people. But I mean,
Hmm.
for myself personally, I would rather have
But I'm
obviously
also
the.
wondering, like, wouldn't they have announced it already?
Maybe not. Some
Because
of
if
these
I'm looking at
announced quite
the,
late.
for example, the Rock and Park lineup, there's already tons of bands announced.
Hmm, possibly,
Um,
we don't know.
I'm just checking at the moment to see what uh, rock
I,
festivals
I, I
there
think
are.
I think
This
festivals
is some
are
great bands,
open.
man. I want to
Yeah,
go.
I'm not too sure though. I'm not 100%. I'm 50-50 on whether
Oh,
to to a festival or not.
all right. So festivals that they could potentially attend. attend. They're all on the exact same weekend. European rock festivals in that period of the first 3 weeks of June. Pretty much they're all on that weekend from June the 12th to 14th. They have Rock for People Festival in the Czech Republic, Nova Rock in Austria, Greenfield Festival in Switzerland, or Rockfest in Finland. And to be honest, I've not heard of any of those. So if they just came over to Europe to do one of those festivals, I'd be like, well,
Oh, those are
they
big
did. They
festivals.
did
I
do
heard
it.
of all of them.
Have you? All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm not doing them. I've been away too long. I apologize. I apologize. Well, there you
Yeah,
go.
just
There's our
see Rock and
opportunities.
Park, the one near me that's unfortunately earlier. Damn it. So
I,
they
I really want them to
probably
go to
won't be there.
Finland. I would love to see Band-Maid in Finland. That to me is just Band-Maid and rally cars. That's what Finland will be.
Rally cars. That's one thing
Sorry,
Rallying!
in
sorry to
Finland.
any Finnish viewers watching this.
Rallying is your national sport, Finland. I don't have to tell you that. You already know it. So,
Oh,
oh
I
dear.
love it. I love it. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm not convinced. I'm 50-50 on whether or not they're concerned, to be
You
honest.
depressing fucks.
I
I mean,
am a
at least we
depressing fuck.
know
Like,
there will be more announced because it says at the end of the announcement, it says for
yeah,
the
to be
dates, it says to be
continued.
continued. But that also
That's a
lets
good
me,
point as well.
2027.
but to be continued lets me think it's gonna be dates afterwards, not in between.
So yeah, it could be. And if you're gonna obviously do this tour, I mean, it's all Japan focused, so it'd probably be either more dates in Japan or maybe like Howard said, maybe around like the Philippines or Australia or something,
Yeah.
somewhere close. Like Korea maybe. I don't know, but I can't. Yeah, that's a bit of an ominous sign there at the end, isn't it? To be continued.
I don't know, man. It's gonna happen. You're probably just gonna have to wait
It's
till
go-
you
it's
see
gonna
them.
happen. It's gonna happen. But I'm gonna
You'll
have
see
It's
less
them in
like
hair than I have
holding the
now.
September.
carrot in front of the
You'll see
Europeans.
them in
Gonna be
September.
continued.
To be continued. Yeah.
Maybe we will
So
come, maybe
we're
not, but
talking
maybe.
talking of other bands though. I heard that Hanabie, who have been like furiously touring. We all know Hanabie has got like some obsession with touring like crazy.
It's like
I hear
every
that they're
concert
doing.
announcement I see on YouTube, it's like Hanabie is on there. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly. So what I'm thinking here is that I've heard that they're doing several dates in the UK. I believe they're doing like the South and the North, and they're going all over. Have you heard about this, Neon?
To be honest with you, I haven't yet. Hanabie is definitely one of my ones to check out next. It might actually be one of the gigs I've actually got booked and I've completely forgotten about. I have so many gigs
Wow,
this year.
wow!
Yeah,
Look at
not to
this
rub it
guy.
in. I know.
Look at this guy. So I've got so many gigs booked. Oh, I'm not had a beer. Maybe
I got so
maybe I'll
fucking
see
much.
them.
It's not a good thing because people talk to me, goes like, "Hey, you go into this one," and I keep getting my fucking dates confused.
I don't know. I'll
Um,
have to ask my secretary.
I don't know. I can't afford a secretary, mate. Fuck the fuck.
You got a wife? Anyway.
Actually, no, never been married. And if my girlfriend ever heard that, she'd fucking kill me.
I made her a wife and a secretary within one moment. It's like that's
I have to come out and like say that, otherwise, like I will not be here for the next episode.
She doesn't watch these. Don't get to it.
Oh, sure. She doesn't need to. She knows. There's like sixth sense shit. I don't even have to be in the same country, and she fucking knows when I've done something wrong.
Jesus Christ. Man,
No,
it's
but
hard luck.
like you said, Hanabie is touring all over the place, so Band-Maid can do it too, god damn it.
They will. They will. We know it.
Well,
We know
when?
it. We know.
Wow,
Oh my God.
it's
Oh
getting
my
tense
God.
right now.
Eat the carrot at one point.
Oh, I get it now. I was
Yeah.
like, where? I thought we were talking about
I'm
Hanabie.
sure where
Oh,
your
wait.
mind was going.
That's exactly where his mind was going.
All right. So this is all right. I'll just give you this. All right. I'm kidding you not. I'm looking at Hanabie's website now, and they have got like tons of like gigs and stuff they're doing throughout the year. But this is their European tour from the 31st of October till the 30th of November. So this is literally in 1 month. Okay. I'm going to read out the venues they're doing in 1 month. Glasgow, Manchester, Birmingham, Dublin, Belfast, London, Paris, Brussels, Amsterdam, Cologne, Warsaw, Gdansk, I don't know that, Krakow, Berlin, Vienna, Prague, Munich, Frankfurt, Toulouse, Barcelona, Madrid.
Damn. I mean, if you
That is
wanted
in one
Massive
month,
tour.
month. They are fucking putting in that work.
I like that. I like that. I mean, like I said,
Oh, and then
again,
Madrid, I didn't even, Madrid's on the end. They just actually screwed up the ticket link. So the ticket link doesn't work, but it's on there.
Well, I
I
mean, it
like that. I
depends on
like
the
that. I mean,
venues, but
well,
still,
yeah, when you see Hanabie doing that, yeah, it does make Band-Maid look a little bit bad because there's no excuse for them that they can't do that in a month or do even half of that in a month. I'd be happy with, you know.
I need to apologize quickly to the Polish fans and just ask them, how the hell do I pronounce that? Is that Gdansk? 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 I'm gonna guess Gdansk.
I
But
would
yeah,
assume that's
I've
probably
never heard of
kind of right.
Gdansk. So Polish friends, get in the comments and
Maybe you don't pronounce the
berate
G.
me.
Nask.
Berate me. Gdansk, yeah.
Natsk. I don't know.
Nads.
Mads. Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, so they're like doing like an insane number of and you know, I think this is I think it's important. If you're going to go to another part of the world, you might as well, while you're there, you've flown out there, you might as well tour like crazy. But that's I mean, that's beautiful because I think, apart from anything else, I mean, look at how fast Hanabie have grown. And yes, a lot of it is down to the music, but a large part of it is down to the fact as well. There's so many people who can say, oh, I remember seeing Hanabie live. It blew
Mm.
my mind. But because that feeling, you when you go to a live show, you make a connection with the band.
I,
Even though you're just a crowd with a bunch of other people, it's a
yeah.
thing you went to. You were there with them. You
Mm.
experienced that moment in time with them. And that's one of the great things about live music. And so you remember that. You and that band now have a connection that you don't have with other bands who you just hear randomly on a playlist. And so that is why bands like Hanabie are growing.
I think as well, word of mouth is a powerful tool here. I mean, the last tour that they did, like a lot of people were kind of like, oh, okay, Hannibal, yeah, we'll go and see them. And then a lot of people I know so many people that came away from that tour that were like, oh my God, they were amazing. And I think that word of mouth has spread, got more popular as they were touring, more tickets, more selling. And I think they realized, oh, holy crap here, like, we hit the dime on the head here, and then they're just doing it again now because they know, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But
I'm happy.
I think I mean, we've done so many videos where we talked about Hanabie before, and like with any band, you get like the fans, and then you get like every band has this. You get the fans, and you get the ones who are like, say anything mean about the band I love, and I'll kill you. And so we've had a little bit of pushback when we've like had talks about songs we like and songs we don't
Yeah.
like as much, and just normal sort of conversations we've had. But the one thing which is interesting, even as someone who like I'm not big into the Scream stuff, I know I've said this before, but some of it
What?
works for them. I know. Some
Never heard
some of
that
it,
one before.
but, but yeah, I mean, the reason I bring that up is because of the fact that I still have always said that I absolutely adore what Hanabia are for the Japanese music scene, because
Yeah.
what they do more than anything is mixing genres, and just they put so much work into their songwriting. But to see that reflected with as much energy in their touring, to see that they put as much effort and love into touring as they do into songwriting in the studio, that's a band who are covering both bases.
Yeah.
And I think that is,
I mean, I
I
think
can't see
it's
how you've got to love when
kind
you see that kind of thing. It's beautiful.
yeah.
I mean,
I'd say it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy because their music itself, it's just so fun. And
Yeah.
obviously the show is gonna be a lot of fun as well then.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, touring and doing what they're doing at the minute is definitely unsustainable. It will drop off at some point, but I'm glad
Not
that
everyone's
they're.
getting old like us, dude.
But I'm glad they're having fun of it. No, they'll need to rest at some point. It's only
They'll
human.
get their slippers and their pipes out, sit in their rocking chairs and go, Dai Joe Boo, Dai Joe Boo.
I'm finding some weird things you're into, man.
Bro, it's projecting much. Anyway,
But Howard, so let me ask you, would you say Hanabie is your favorite group with harsh vocals?
I mean, well, that's
So
difficult
that's the
because
only group you like to buy,
It's the only
well, no.
group with harsh vocals.
I mean, in all seriousness, there's actually quite a lot of groups I like which have harsh vocals in. But the question is that how much? If we're doing a ratio of the amount of harsh vocals to how much I like it, which is kind of where the sliding scale is. Because you've got some groups who have very little harsh
Yeah.
vocals in, and I like it because it's very little and it's just
Yeah.
punctuated. If you were doing it on a ratio, I would say Hanabie is probably the most I like to ratio of screams of any group. It's like they
Okay.
have a lot of scream,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I really like them. So if you balance those ratios, yes, they're probably the one who will overcome the scream barrier most convincingly to my ear.
Okay.
That's an
I see.
interesting question, actually, Benedict. I honestly, I never like. I don't know. This is just me. Again, maybe you can pop in yourself. But I never go into any band
I
like
mean, me too.
judging.
We know a lot of more groups with
Oh yeah,
harsh vocals, or we
with
love
harsh
a lot of
vocals,
more.
like I could go full scream and be
Yeah.
definitely content.
Same.
So I never go into any band thinking, oh, is there screams or vocals or how much this is and how much screams and stuff. I mean, I understand for Howard because it's not his kind of like cup of tea most of
Well,
the time.
hold up. No,
I
I can
don't
push back a
think
little
he's
bit,
like
like, 'cause I
going
don't, yeah, I don't
into
think any of us
listening
go
to
into that. It's just
this
like
is like
when,
too much going on a timer. Like this
But
was
no,
1 second too
but
much.
you
when,
be, no, but
when
you
you
will be
review it
surprised though. I see
retrospectively,
lots of comments, even on my own videos, and stuff like that, of bands going, I like them, but there's too much screaming, or this like this song was ruined because there was one big long
but
scream in the
I
middle
think
of
that's
it. So
retros.
yeah,
It does depend on if you're doing that retrospectively. I mean, like
yeah,
if you're saying that you listen to it and you go, well, look, I didn't like it because of the screaming. That's fine. That's
yeah,
retrospective. But yeah, if like you say, if someone goes into it going, well, this group's got screaming in, if they do that, I'm going to hate it. It was like we've set yourself up to not like it.
yeah.
Well, but I think
So
a very good
yeah.
example for that is the Unholy Orpheus album, because
Hmm.
I don't know many people who like that. And musically, apart from the vocals, it's kind of like the same awesome Unlucky Morpheus music,
I
even
love
better
that
in my
album, by the
opinion.
way.
Well, I
But
mean,
yeah, you know, people don't like it because it's only screams.
No, no,
So
no.
when I
People don't
went
like
into
it
that, I
because
knew it was
Fuki's
going to.
not in it. That's the main thing.
That's why
That's the
you
reason.
don't like it.
I love that album. I love that album. I
So you
wholeheartedly
think
say
I
that.
see.
people
Yeah,
would like
no,
it more if
no.
like Sheeran wouldn't like it more if Sheeran did clean vocals? It's really because Fuki is missing?
I think it's I personally I think it's because of Fuki. I think
I
that
think
because
Neon's right. Yeah.
yeah, the sound like you touched on is exactly the same as normal
Are
Unlucky
they really
Morpheus.
unlucky Morpheus fans then, or just
Um,
Fuki fans?
well, this is the thing. This is the thing. I know loads of people. I'm not going to call people out, but you know who you are. Yes, you're watching. I know a lot of people that will only like a band if it's got a female singer.
Hmm.
So a lot of people that are
Yeah,
Unlucky Morpheus
that's true.
fans that like Fuki will
I
not
think with
give.
90 seconds on the free version of Zoom, we're opening a big old can of worms here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a
I'll be
separate
entirely
episode.
honest with you. I think when it comes to the Unholy Orpheus thing, I mean, you go into it, you click on play knowing it's going to be scream heavy music. So you either accept that from the get-go or not. But I would say that when it comes to the Unlucky Morpheus thing, I think a big part of that is the fact that, you know, people do like the female vocals, not just because it's female, but because we've all heard a lot of metal with screaming, and that juxtaposition is part of what makes Unlucky Morpheus so good. Beautiful,
Yeah.
clean vocals over heavy music. Anyway, there you go. I just
Exactly.
thought I'd wrap this up
I
into a
was just,
nice, neat bow
yeah.
so we can.
No, I was
Go.
exactly the same. Like the first time I heard that album, even I was gutted that Fuki wasn't like prominent on it. You know, for the exact same reason because I like Fuki. So I understand people's like perception of that one. But still, go and listen to the album. It's fucking awesome.
Expectations versus reality.
So,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
short, Bridear have had to cancel, but we're hoping that their tour will come back round, and we believe there's going to be refunds coming. But
All
you
the
know,
best
get
to
ready
her
and check for
recovery.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
hope the best for her
Get well
recovery.
soon, Kimmy.
Band-Maid will be coming to Europe, but they're just sort of narrowing down the dates.
Chile.
So they've got to do that.
Fuck
They're
you,
narrowing
Band-Maid.
down the dates, so
No,
we know.
sorry.
And got 20 seconds. Don't finish like that.
It
And
was a joke. It was a joke.
Hanabie are being awesome as always. Send hate mail to Benedict. It wasn't our fault. And
It was a joke.
I remember to keep your ears to the east.
There is.
Joke.